Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Imperator Roman Invictus Sogdia series here on Lord Mass channel, in which once again this era of peace and prosperity will continue as per usual, as we've been more focused on provincial loyalty, improving the economy. Even at one point we got an innovation where we now have export value, so we make even more money through exports, which will make Sogdia even more richer than it already has. But as we are here in Samarkand, there's that disloyal, faction on it. Actually, it's not disloyal anymore. It's back on our side. Especially that I told Bahuman to marry my sister. She's not yet pregnant. But I want you to bear in mind, he's not related to us, he's not related to us in a way. But this is just simply, get these two together. And all that. And in the meantime, now that you're up here, get back to your normal position. Down here. Actually here. Regarding provincial loyalty, what makes them so unruly compared to the rest of the other provinces, despite harsh treatment? Oh, I know, lack about everything. Well, this is where I come in. I gotta go pay my visit to Transoxus. We gotta start making improvements to there right now. And meanwhile, there is a possibility, although we can't be for sure, that in a year's time, as she will grow up to be an adult, that the primary heir, the heir to Sogdia, is a Zoroastrian. Which it kind of still makes me wonder, where I gotta answer myself this question. Is a person of an incorrect religion going to change the, the state religion without, enacting this decision? Because that's something I'm kind of wondering. And also, in the meantime, we got 3 mills now. Now it takes every slave pop to produce some lacquers, really. Refugees fleeing from the war between the Persian kingdom and the Zealous revolt has crossed into our land that we consider home. Also, consider will be the humanitarian thing to do. We should consider how this might affect our relations with our neighbor, the Persian kingdom. Welcome them. We consider Persian kingdom as an enemy of ours. Just on our way. And I even noticed that the amount of manpower continues to keep increasing thanks to the population growth of some other places. What can we do about this here? Where is it? Integrated culture happiness. That's for places outside. No buildings in other places. Okay. Ah, you need this. Farming settlement. For more migration attraction. Good start. There's a colonia here. This produces salt. I don't know how dear it is regarding salt. Never read. Who would want to live out there in the desert? Perhaps the town commons. Almost nobody lives there. Yeah, why the hell not? We're all good now. I was just wondering what we can do with those areas that we never bothered to build out there. True ruler. Diplomatic reputation up, as well as the monthly stability change. Now, I should have enough time, hopefully, to get this sound foundations, so children of mine can have more skill points in them. Because Roshan right now, she's got less charisma. Marshall's still, I would say, pretty average. Near average. Get rid of stress and she'll have a slightly better finesse. Zeal, despite the fact that she wants to become zealous, there's chances she'll be getting them. That she would have very good zeal. And I think that should be a characteristic of hers. Okay, I'm here. I'm trying to turn this around. Expect me to remain here for some time. A lot more people are going to be migrating there in future. That's good to know. So there'll be some degree of population increase, because need to get it up to 50 before I start sending a bunch of slaves over there. So I can enact that national decision. Which is something I've been showing you people for the last couple of times. It's this. Helps with the local based trade routes and the soldiers' little population simulation and all that. River barges. So now we have faster naval movement speed. And another capital import route, and import value increases, thus we make even more money. Any more honey or wine? Well, you need to get it off of Armenia, but it's an important source of food to them. Okay then, well what about the wine? Who's negotiable? Pick any. I would say you lots. Actually, no. They are losing this war. Okay. Valcoxia and Iberia. Feudatory, perfect. That need to improve relations with you, so can get some money off of you by importing. I'll never understand what's going on up there. The non-ritualistic people of Nagahara. Our physician, Fakun, has made plans to convert the whole Nagahara, the province of Ganhara, to our faith. Though well-meaning originally, his ideas become surprisingly bloody, drawing the ire of our high priest, Chandragupta Trigarta, who is Hindu, by the way, who already has agreed with the people of other faiths who lives in this city. No need for that. I'll just say, no need to go such extremes. Again, I will get wine off of Cox in Iberia. Just need to improve relations with them. And I curse myself for being epileptic. None of her skills increased, so I mean it's a chance of happening, but I guess those chances just the only change was lowered charisma. And very soon she's gonna pick up a personality trait because that's what it says on it. We'll gain a random personality trait from a refined list. One second. No change of the skills. And now, now that she's all grown up, which first thing she's going to do is befriend somebody. And she is indeed zealous. So effects have gone. Stay religion, happiness up. But however, those who are unintegrated, well, they're not going to like her. Yep, she is truly a woman of wealth. And she is stressed about that. She is stressed at the fact that she is zealous. But can anybody understand her? Because the fact is, it's almost like nobody would want to listen to her. I mean, one day she's going to rule this country and she's going to turn this upside down. By possibly spreading Zoroastrianism to, you know, places that we wouldn't know of. Again, needed to get Transoxus up so I can start, you know, working on this city, which has been the one that's always neglected because this is the least, out of all the cities in this country, this is the one I care the least. I mean, compare that to up there, where at least they become more tolerant. Although I may have to get rid of harsh treatment soon. So I could start spending some money to improve provincial loyalties to other places, maybe. That's all of your travel. Keep looking. Wood. Build logging camp here. Shape. Livestock. We really neglected this. Go on. Furs. Hunting camps. Furs again. Of course, this unruly province always needs of an improvement, which is actually manageable. Get a court of law and we're golden. Every little bit helps. Oh, so this is where we get the honey. Now that place, I'm willing to build a slave estate there. Build a reservoir here. Again, I'm a big spender. Hunting camp. I mean, I've always been wanting to get the population of Scythia up for some time. That will always remain well. Might as well get that up. Oh boy, that's good. Just more and more wild game to export out of here. And soon we're going to start working on the lapis lazuli. Especially up there. There's no other place like it. I'm sure it'll be great value when we export that. South Tarim Basin. Hey! Get off of there! You're siphoning the food. Get down here. This is the Army of the Legion of Sogdiana. I want you to station over here in Samarkand. Now this place really deserves better. Get a granary. Oh, most definitely a farming settlement. Ixvaku has by all accounts remained a scholar of the divine man for much of his life. It caused some embarrassment, therefore was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable degree. Before reprimanding him, it must be said it would be thanks to our efforts to influence him, we would brush this under the table. Hey, gads, it become really corrupt? Very well, then. But do not worry. Although I may have become the most corrupt ruler to ever exist in this time, as you see, but it'll be slowly reduced to be given time. But it does help with the population migration speed all over the country. Because people want to do business here for whatever reason. Especially down here. in a couple of years, this place is going to become a metropolis. So you're definitely saving this up. Wait to get this. Oh, Chandra cooked. He was one of the good people. This is a man right here. That's Takarian origin. I'm wondering, are there any Zoroastrians here? Out of curiosity, because I know the tutor who I'm married to is a Zoroastrian. Again, I'm not selecting ones, just curious. Well, young man, you're gonna have to take this. You got low statesmanship and you could potentially screw it up, but give it time and then you'll do a lot better. Scandal. While occasionally rakish, those red tendencies of Chanakya Kasa are well known throughout the upper circles of Samarkand. No one was quite prepared for the appalling slew of allegations leveled at them as like there were growing rumors of terrible indecencies perpetuated on slaves at debauched gatherings honoring the god of wine, where Chanakya and his lewd entourage exhibit and debase their latest acquisitions from the Emperor of Gabe. Chanakya denies everything in most stringent terms, claiming the tales to be lies engineered by his political opponents. Gossip is backed by several witnesses who claim to have been besmirched by Chanakya personally. Slaves and virtuous citizens across Sogdia are demanding government-sanctioned justice to deter these excesses. We can no longer ignore the situation. We will conduct a full and fair investigation into this matter. Again, if we do have a Zoroastrian ruler, does that mean we would have access to this? But until then, keep at it. More Sogdian freemen spawning. While the investigation into Chanakya was mainly intended as a symbolic gesture to ease tensions, it is clear after some preliminary groundwork by jurists that the accused has been a victim of slander which bears no resemblance to his relatively mundane lifestyle. Seems we saved ourselves a lot of trouble and money by only half-heartedly investigating the incident, Chanakya. All are agreed that there is no risk any sentence being passed unless some extremely damaging evidence comes to light. We'll just have to see what happens. As long as I'm stationed here, I will keep at it. Remember, 30th September. The investigation and accusations against Chanakya could finally be brought to a close. Having well established his innocence in the matter, a public apology and repudiation of slander has been issued, though the identity of the novel's originator remains unknown. The citizens are pleased that their reputations are in safe hands of our justice system, and the slaves found a seriousness which the trial's approach was somewhat lacking. Here's merely an unfortunate victim of slander. It was a questionable trial. There's also that little city that also gets neglected to mention. Just get a Grand Temple to Grand Theater and then problem solved. Oh, and Little Bezda too, which there's no buildings at all. This is truly the most neglected province, which it has been the site of few rebellions in the past. So there you go, meet your first friend, Master of the Guard, who is ailing, one-eyed. And what are you going to do next? Remember, September 30th. Here we go again. Now it's loyalties 25. 2 years' time. We'll do that again. And we're going to start making improvements here. And please remember, this place is on the verge of becoming a metropolis. I mean, I could move a few pops and make it happen right now, but I want to let it grow organically. That way I can have some influence. Anything I could do for the nobles? Well, there's the dice. And there you go. See, now they're happy too, so they don't generate any unrest. Despite the governor corruption. Okay. Now it costs less to be changing walls. Go figure. Anyways, so this for example. You see the base cost and now 10% reduction. Okay, here it is up there. So it was, you know, originally what it was back in 15, but now it's slightly less. The cost of enacting a law. Well, Samarkand's going to get more building slots with whatever the heck I may need. Probably more libraries, likely. Population capacity up as a whole. Didn't think about that before. Ooh, Sibai as a world port. Damn it, you people are tempting me. I love Sibai. Because, you know, I invested more than, you know, Alexander Scotta. Well, that's because I think it has overtaken Alexandria Scotta as most populous. No, not exactly. But you could build room for one building. Take your pick. Why not? Give it another library. It's an Alexandria after all. Sibai here is my own Alexandria. And it just reached a limit. I mean, I used to move a bunch of slaves here, but now, look what it turned into thanks to this policy of promotion and demotion speed up. We want that city to mean something. No honey, no wine for sale? Come on. That's all we're trying to get together with this. But they don't want to lose their capital bonus. Council of Madras take upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of privately owned slaves. We could intervene if we think it best. Like slaves get too comfortable, could have repercussions. Freedom! His heart stopped after sighting a comet. He was the governor of Scythia, the most unruly province out of all of them. Province, region. Looks like you're going to be the man for the job. No more harsh treatment. Finally ending that policy. We're about to bring some improvements to Scythia. So that way one day we can increase the size of this. Himalaya has grown. I'm trying to grow Maru. We may have to form an army of Himalaya sooner or later. There's these, but they've been good to me. Jiminy Christmas, you made so many investments. Unneglected Kashgar. Despite the arid climate, but it's an oasis city. It has value. Give it here. I remember long ago we had this idea of the Jada Pashan. We do have all the mills if we want to move a bunch of slaves over here. But the big issue with that is population. We can never get it up to 40. What? We'll build an aqueduct. Simply for the sake of it. And the Jade of Utian, that has to be larger. He was the family head. Research is disloyal. You're not willing to trade this, but however, you could be reasoned with. I'm willing to give Armenia money. Yeah, Armenia. The land of volcanoes, because I see 2 of them. In fact, 3. It's probably the worst place to live in, with these active volcanoes out there whenever events pop up. Persian kingdom's been growing through colonization. Ilazgia made their way across the Caspian and now they're up there. They've been growing in population considerably. Civil War, rebellion. They're just intervening into other people's wars. Now remember, I had this idea where it's like, yeah, we'll get this, but population capacity up. More population means, you know, cities get larger and therefore more potential for more manpower growth if everybody's a citizen and freeman. So I'll keep going there. And plus, more city building slots for Samarkand. And I'll get this. And then these next two innovations, there's going to be those two. Especially that world port thing. We'll see by. What can I do to Samarkand? Because my most likely option, well, limited to 5. Then 2 more libraries then. Oh, don't worry about it. It's winter time. That always happens with the food reduction. And a great temple. What else? You know, that's never contributes to unrest. What the hell are you worried about it for? Right, perhaps another conscription camp, since this is where, you know, it's a military city. So my eldest son wants to become a tyrant. Well, it's a good thing he's never going to become king. You may have the charisma, but you'll never be like her. She picked up another trait. Trusting. So loyalty up and less tyranny. Ooh. Now that's an ideal queen. It's like, yes, she may be stressed, but she's zealous, but she is trusting. It's to reassure that despite what many people think of her, but if there's any tyranny, she's bound to reduce that. Research her family head. You're younger. I'll find a spot for you. Here. Few years, population continues to grow through migration. That's why I'm not moving any slaves over here, even though it only costs money, but I'd rather let this grow organically so it can mean something. But don't worry about the loyalty thing. You know how those crazy ass governors are. We have issues keeping track of our satrapies as well as take care of our people at large. If our bureaucracy is stretched thin, our subjects are becoming ever more unruly. As things stand right now, we would have to care for one of the groups who are unable to control both of them. Either choice will leave the other displeased and resentful. Gold will surely fix this. Who dares? Actually, God dog it. You'll take the loyalty hit. It's because of 2 characters at the power base. Okay, one's plotting quietly. Don't worry about that one. And so is this man. So don't get too worked up. They'll figure something out. Ow. Just cracking my knuckles here. At least the Persian kingdom is not in the top 10 because it's a well-established country. Whereas Sogdia is the one that's grown out from nowhere. Hear that, disloyal admiral. Ah, here we go. This is the one I've been looking for. Now, we know that Roshan, as skilled as she is, well, remember, 7249. 7249. 7249. 7449. It's okay. She upped her charisma by 2. So she got back what was lost. So that would stop it right there. Slowly but surely she'll have her station up. That's all I can do for her. "40 years old, very poor health due to epilepsy. But if I get an illness, I'm willing to accept my fate. No treatment." Hey. When does it expire again? It has expired. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, now it is. There, promise is no longer disloyal. Time to put some money into it. Because this is the one that contributes to the rebellion the most. This harsh treatment thing isn't working. You're gonna turn all this around right now. Now, regarding population of what it can contribute, give them a forum. And another great temple as well. Now, you all behave now. I'm gonna go down to India. Down to Salvira. No, they seem to be behaving right now. Because I wanted to encourage population growth down there. Oh, it's coming. Once it reaches 80, turn this into another metropolis. Oh, we blew away so much money. This is why I have not been going into any more wars of expansion as of late. But I think the next time that we do indeed go back to that is to wait for the rule of Roshan to begun. 101 BC. There's still plenty of gameplay left. It's just take what you can gain, and it makes it feel like, as far as borders is concerned, feels like an Indo-Sogdian empire we're running. Honey! Honey's what I need. From Transoxus. Of course. Honey and Transoxus. Where exactly? There and there. Oh, good. It's not a food-producing trade good, obviously. Damn, we really neglected this province. Not to mention it's the site of the last 3 rebellions. This is why I have not gone to any more wars, because I want to focus on here, take care of the provincial issues, let our population grow, and subsequently grows up the manpower, so we can start having more armies. Which is going to become a real possibility now. Thanks to this population growth. Maru. Gadrosa isn't going to grow anytime soon, but it would be nice to make it another metropolis there. And I'm trying to do the same for Himalaya, as a couple of, you know, Sakkans live, especially in Kashgar. Population over here. Well, it's mostly Khotanese still, and it will remain so. The battle-hardened soldiers serving on the Shaddad and Vanvatsa performed mighty acts of valor. In the act of benevolence, he has requested permission to institute a particular form of service award, unique to his own. He would take great offense if we denied this honor. We might wish to be careful allowing him too much autonomy. The soldiers have their due. Sogdiana is on the spot. This is Bactria proper. The only city is over there, which doesn't get as much attention regarding to the other Alexandrias. Neither does this one. Investing in opportunities. Oh, don't worry. Whenever I pass, you get to have all the great wealth. Speaking of wealth, it seems that he has gotten his hands on a lot of wealth, as he started investing a great deal of silver into building a reputation for himself as a leader. It was unclear exactly where he found these riches. His efforts are surprisingly effective. With his increased popularity, he started vying for a more powerful position in Sogdia, shamelessly comparing himself to our queen. Well, I know I have a bunch of construction projects needed. He isn't going to like this, but I'll say, hey, time to share with the rest of us. Money's needed because there's some honey we can get. Slaves needed for local surplus. Yeah, more honey is needed. Get another temple. For far too long we have neglected this province. Time to make some changes. Another tradition. Let me see. Barbed arrowheads. These arrows are particularly vicious and difficult to extract from the human body. They sit deep and well rooted so that if it was pulled out, a big piece of flesh came with it. Usually, it had to be cut out. This will up our horse archers' discipline and morale. You see the reason why I want to grow the population of Scythia as well? Because I still have this idea that Scythia should have a cavalry-only army. Something I still intend to do, but I fear if we want to grow that further, we would have to integrate the Khwarezmians. But the Khwarezmians are an unruly bunch, unless we replace it with our populations. Not that Scythian, Sakkan. We know there's a few Daheans here, but that's over in Dahea, which is down there, where there's a small city there. Another place that nobody gives a damn about that I feel like I've neglected to. Well, the main issue with that is There's not enough food to go around. I mean, if we take this from part of the Persian kingdom, I would be more than happy to have this. But at least there's some food to have. I'm willing to send more of our populace to there. So, make it a colony then. For another colonial venture. The Dahians are a very small minority that nobody gives a damn about. But we're sending our people there. We went to Shalak, it says. Shalak. Oh, that place. The one that got separated from the rest. Nevertheless, we're just hoping in the long run it'll, as we send Sogdian people to live over there, then maybe this will grow it and I'll get my dream. A cavalry-only army to be used strictly for support. Bunch of old heads, I'll give this to you. I'm here now. 1 second. One more. Okay, it's gonna happen this year. Later this year. An incendiary slave speaks in Zyk. Oh, that's nearby. A hot-headed slave with a talent of orientation by the name of Udanalanka has been starting up with fellow bondsmen in the settlement of Azaka. Local authorities also managed to keep the situation under control, but the brazen fool continues to hold forth on the corruption and the unfairness of the political system, with Riyun receiving honorable mentions. The slave population of the entire province of Pardine has now heard of his exploits, and the city elites and slave owners are demanding immediate action to ensure the status quo is not disturbed further and any slave rebellion is crushed before it can be allowed to foment. Round up the troublemaker and his supporters and crucify them. Are the libraries of Samarkand finished? Yes. Look at the amount of research from all this. Of all these modifiers. And look at the monthly research. Never before I've seen it this high. And in about a couple of months into next year, look at that multiplied by ahead of time. We used to be behind the time. Now we're way ahead of time. And we're going to get this next for more population capacity just to help out. And then in near-term future, yeah, in a couple of years' time, get import tax for a little more money, and then trade ports. And it seems it'll be Sibai that may become a world port, which ups the population capacity even more, and have more capital import routes as well. God dang it, I love this. It's a wonder how we went from this when we were living up in the mountains as a semi-nomadic people, and then we grew into the size of 360 territories. No, we haven't been expanding, admittedly. We felt it's about time to settle down for a while, build up your strength, and get your research up so much that we are more technologically advanced than Shunga, Persian Kingdom, which it might be on the verge of a civil war. Hope so. And, well, actually, only the Ptolemaic Kingdom may be more rich, which makes sense, because of the Alexandria. And Macedon. Okay, so, by technicality, it's likely the most technologically advanced is the Ptolemaic Kingdom, because of Alexandria, for obvious reasons. There's many, many factors. Plus, a much larger city, because this is a perfect place to be in. And with Lord knows how many investments that they've made. They only have 2 libraries. But the research that comes from there does not compare to Samarkand. See, we exceed that. We are basically the center of learning in all of Asia. Even rivaling Taxila. Or more than Taxila. This is just amazing. No, anyways. That was a researcher. Give me a moment. Anything else that I can improve? Grand Theater. And a little city. Grand Theater. Court of Laws. That place doesn't become a place of rebellion anymore. My son! Look at you. You got so much charisma, you are better off to be a researcher. But I got my eye on you, son. Because you could potentially be disloyal to me, because you're one of the pretenders. You want to become a great warrior yourself. Alright, I'll leave that at that. And young Kutch. Now the population capacity is way up for across the nation. What's the other place that can't grow anymore? Well, it can grow now. Same for this one. There we go. Okay. Before you turn this into a metropolis, wait, you need the money for that. Well, you can get the income by any means. To please the nobles, we got to give them, I was about to say another shrine or great temple. That would also help. Right, give it a couple of months, up to a year, and I will spend the money to turn this into a metropolis. And of course, I have not forgotten. I haven't forgot about you. Raise a bunch of money, move a bunch of slaves, and then build a few buildings, and then you got it. And Lapis Lazuli, here we come. So we can export all that. The battle-hardened soldiers serving under Bahuman have performed mighty acts of valor. Bahuman, in the act of benevolence, requests permission to institute a particular form of service award unique to his army. Take great offense to denying this honor, but we might. Yeah. He's got a son, Zoroastrian. Lustful already? I don't think that's how it works in a child like that of that age. Oh boy. Just raise some money, okay? Don't do anything. Don't build anything. We do have the means to increase the population capacity even more. Breakthrough! The talent of Spitaminis, my son, knows no bounds. In his role as researcher, he dictates that his capacity for further innovation is increased. Thank you very much! Now, import tax to make a little more money. Glad there's some use for you. Xenopolis will be World War. That makes sense. Rather than Sibai. Because that one is towards the sea. And I've invested so much in this. He was the governor of... Oh yeah, that place that is too little populated for me to care about. Give it to this one. He's younger. Good. Just what I wanted. And I'm trying to up for the same for Scythia because of the colony. Hey, don't spend it. Riyun's fallen ill. Perhaps she's wealthy enough she will seek treatment for her volatile. Otherwise, we could always step in if her conditions worsen. Inflammation. Yeah, very poor health. Combining these two, this would, increase that speed of my health decline a little faster. But I'm going to be real honest with you people. I'd rather let it be. Because I've done enough with all this. And I believe it's time for Roshan to take the reins, to become the queen. But I'm concerned, though. Will this country turn Zoroastrian to become the new state religion, or is it just an unusual circumstance where she happens to be Zoroastrian while the state religion remains ritualistic? That we're going to find out. But during this time, Xenopolis is about to become a metropolis. Here it is. In 2 years' time. We did it. Two of the most important naval bases of the Indus. We didn't need to move a bunch of slaves around. We just let it grow organically. Armenia. We're still improving relations. Oh, we're finished with that. God dog it. Can't get the wine either. We'll figure something out. For now, just raise money and political influence. And I am willing to let this disease and this illness to take its course and end my life prematurely while I'm still very popular. Speaking of popularity, yeah, is it? Just raise some money, then I will still remain popular. Just to say, yeah, still got it. Yeah, it's just her reign is largely remembered for making this into a golden age. Bunch of old heads, or less skilled than others. Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, you're the man for the job. You're all behaving right now, alright? Despite the corruption. He's frail. I could bring that man into trial right now if I want to. Quick. Need that. Darn Rebellion. Yes, there's a place called Darn. Dates. I would spend more money, but I think you may want to hold that off to get this whole inflammation, which I'm just hasting the decline of my health till I'm become near death, which will take a little while longer until, you know, I'm actually dead. In 2 months, I'm about to get another turn for the worse. Riyun has often suffered hours of bouts of unusual behavior. Whispered rumors of her very spirits taking over her body fill the streets. After her episode, she fell to a comatose state, from which we fear there will be no return. We are told that all Sogdia prepares for the worst. Yet, if we send the finest decisions in line, it may at least put our people's fears to rest. Knowing her, she would say, nature will take its course. No, save it. I was about to say, and tell everybody I said hi. She accomplished what she did, alright? Her purpose is queen here. I mean, yes, she was great marshal until she became cautious in her late life. But she's really invested a lot in cities and preventing provincial rebellions more than any other ruler could. So one would think she behaved more like an administrator and all that. But what will happen to her now? She's dead. Okay then. Roshan now rules this glorious nation. She is a Zoroastrian, that's one thing. Succumbed to an old ailment at the age of 44. 44 years young. Couldn't believe it. But, hey, she was an epileptic. And she was just convinced that her time in the world was limited. So she wanted to leave out a lasting legacy that strengthens our nation both economically and militarily. And it's about to strengthen even more down there, which could potentially be a world port. So. Obvious is obvious. Put this stability drop. So, I'm a Zoroastrian now. What does this mean for characters, since I'm of the wrong religion? Well, looking at you, it seems you don't have a problem with that. I think the state religion is still ritualistic. So, no, you have not embraced Zoroastrianism. You just happen to be one. That's how it works. And I don't think there's any difference or change regarding the Pantheon to include Zoroastrians. No. That's not the case. State religion is the same, it's just you happen to have a different background. And it's about time to get married. She's pretty popular. So she's a tad bit zealous. So that would mean those unintegrated culture group peoples throughout the entire country might resent her now. It's like, yes, your mother left a great legacy, but now can you hold it? Is the real question. As she takes command of this levy here. Well, that's the real question. To make up for my lack of either finesse or charisma, look for it. I mean, you might be the lucky winner. In fact, you're 18 years old. You're a young man. But who else in order to balance things out? Plain speaking, skeptical. I think it'll be you, because, you know, we're both young people. What do you say now? After careful deliberation and assessment of potential spouses and a great deal of research, the various bloodlines heritage, Roshan summoned their aides, and issued an offer of marriage to Tarhun of the Artisan dynasty. Unfortunately, reports the head of the dynasty, Rus, is a vocal critic of our rule. It's made it clear they will not allow this union under any circumstance. We suspect, maybe just a key negotiating position, that we'll have to offer a great deal more than we had hoped if we are to win the Heartless land. Oh, spend a bunch of money for this, that'll put us in debt a little. Okay. You got me. So in the meantime, again, a state religion is still ritualistic, not Zoroastrian, so there's no radical change of religion here. Just to clarify, I'm a Zoroastrian, but the country is not officially Zoroastrian. Because, you know, you gotta have 20% of the people following this religion, which will remain stuck at 10% for quite some time. Even if you integrate Aracosia, Gedrosia, and especially Persis, it might make a difference. But of course, that also means with integrating all of these, you know, different peoples with different backgrounds, but at least to be going to areas that, you know, that'd be very beneficial. And of course there's Typuria. Again, in other words, no. There is no significant change or appearances You have to go further west to make that happen. So, therefore, state religion will remain ritualistic. But out of curiosity, not a thing. Obviously, no conversion. Actually, go to Samarkand. Converted to ritualistic. Okay, I get it now. So, state religion remains the same. We have not embraced Zoroastrianism as of yet. To make that happen, we need to have at least 20% of the people in this nation to follow that religion. And have at least one pantheon deity from that new religion. And as well as you got to get your political influence and your legitimacy up. And once you do that, this is how much you'd be willing to, do so. And all that. So I think, for the sake of roleplay, this is where the path towards Zoroastrianism begins. You could say the majority of the nation is not too accepting of it, and Zoroastrianism is a small minority. 10% of them are Zoroastrian. But who would deter her from that path? Since she's a zealous woman, knowing her, they should have, again, it doesn't matter which one you pick, it's just how this will go for piety support. She's the kind of person though there might be ritualistic children in the future, but perhaps the path towards Zoroastrian begins. But should we, again, look at the religious map again. There's still some Zoroastrian holdouts in a few places, but it's largely Hellenized. Zoroastrians are still out there. They're just really becoming less visible. But I think integrating all this may help it. Make this clear right now. If we want to start the integration, we need to get their opinion high of everybody. But obviously we need the money for that. Crisis in Typuria. Nothing's gonna happen down there. So no, there's no significant loyalty changes due to having an incorrect faith. Roshan, the last desperate attempt to save Sogdia from bankruptcy, has appealed to certain members of the government for financial aid. These requests were backed up by a cohort of particularly burly soldiers. Oh no. That hurts the loyalty for a few years. You may want to have that looked at. Tax shallow. There's some charm in letting nature and time take its course. I'm saving my money for a completely different reason. We better start. We gotta get him on our side. Improve relations with just about everybody. Much as I like having them as allies, but I think we're gonna become more self-reliant. Use our armies, and yes, you can integrate a satrapy too. use our armies and levies. Because we have the manpower to do so. Hell, I might get you in too. I mean, you're a small Zoroastrian country. In about a month, I'm going to send a bunch of you money. Another civil war, darling? Ah, yes, the legitimacy thing. Which I'm not terribly worried about that because we have Might of Majesty now. So what I should be doing is, again, you got enough money that you just inherited from your mother? Actually, hold that thought. Give it one more month. Okay. Here comes the gift giving. Have it. Now. Lord for us. Fourth Shunga Pandyan War. You started this, and they're winning, which is rather concerning. They're gonna take a huge chunk of South India for this. Go for this. Now, let's have a listen games. I'm willing to spend my money and estate wealth for this, just to get the popularity up. You might be of some use to us. So, bring on the challenge. Like to be a little more popular these days. And now, let's get some influence up. We're gonna need that for that future national decision. The raging sun beats down our competitors, glistening with oil and sweat. Many weeks of events have come and gone. Whispers amok regarding this final event, the dreaded chariot race. The crowd cheers in jubilation as Roshan appears, accompanied by garlanded Sogdian youths. None dare question the majesty of such time of competition. As all surely expected, Roshan does away with the competition in characteristic style, with a wreath firmly placed upon her head. Enduring populace of Grodaka tread their approval firmly. There you go. $180 is the lucky number. And after that, I will be integrating all of you. You know what, I got something. darns at it again. These are the kind of levies we would have to be dealing with. I think for the preparation of a future conflict, you gotta start taking up positions. Especially these days. I mean, you plan on integrating them? Well, then we suggest that you start sending them to different places. After some of the seers went through a ritual to speak to the ancestors, a high priest claims the ancestors decreed more freedom to the priests. To convince the masses, several of the priests have used some of their own funds to support large festivals across Sogdia. Following this charade, this probably makes us more popular amongst the people, at the expense of our control over the religious elements of society. Institutes religious conversion. Or just don't say no and... God dang it, spending money. Okay then. I mean, yes, it helps legitimacy, but at least this institutes a law that I've been wanting to change for some time. And I don't have to spend the stability for that. And I'll still be spending some player, though not as much as this one. This will work. The wild and uncivilized people in the far reaches of our land should be encouraged to integrate with the state. Perhaps by proselytizing, we might encourage them to become valuable members of society. So one would think it's rather concerning that all of a sudden a policy of religious conversion has just sprung up. Which means, yes, that is occurring. There used to be a lot of syncretism, but now that's not the case anymore. Ha. Put you there. Do we have an honor guard? No, it's still around. Come on. This way. I'm going to start drilling, and we might raise levies, because now there's a crisis in the Persian kingdom. The Dawn Rebellion is winning. Seems they got their hands full. Because I think it's about time that possibly in the next episode, we'll be poking the giant. And also may have to call for some levies to come on over. I've been wanting to create some armies for some time, but I believe it's too little too late now. Actually, we might create an army of Himalaya instead, because you know how these damn levies take their time to get all the way over here? Well, we want to change that. Legion of Himalaya. This does not have horse archers, so that's why we gotta take parts of Scythia in this future conquest. And knowing that Gadrosia and later Persia will be ours, and Ariana will be expanded as well. So their role, I mean, they should take up Gandhara's original role, infantry support. So Himalaya should have 4 archers and 4 heavy infantry. Now include some spearmen as well. Himalaya is infantry support. You are to go over there as well. But the manpower recovers very fast. It's all good. And we have the maintenance for it. Cheapest. I could beef up the strength even more. Actually do that. Increase the size of each cavalry types. Because it's sorely lacking. While the heavy infantry remains the backbone. About as much as the light infantry. So that's another 3,000. Now it's 20,000 strong. Because this is the most experienced army and we want to give them the very best. Nothing but the very best. You have a little more light cavalry, but still. Hey, come down here. Be careful with the ambitious man. You got it. Got a lot of low cohorts. You're one of the very best. Oh, and he's about to die. Epileptic infection. It's too late to save this man. So that means he's not going to be part of this future war against Persia. Ring around it. That's the one of the strategies. So instead, be stationed up here while you're at it. I just want everybody to be in position by the borders. It's caught our attention our trusted advisor and Maita Oxen has been siphoning funds from our treasury to his own pocket for some time. The disappearance of monies collected from across Sogdia eventually aroused suspicions, which combined with an eyebrow-raising extravagance such as extremely flattering statues of Adamaita being erected could not be written off as mere coincidence. Abuses of this kind surely must not be tolerated, lest the entire state apparatus becomes a charade for personally enriching vain aristocrats. A specific punishment is, however, up for debate. Well, that'll make me very popular. The only real punishment will deter embezzlers. So we imprison him. There. At least you're a young man. You're gonna be a screw up. Okay, now that we have that money, manpower will recover fast. There's me over there, still on the way. Slowly but surely. Taking my time. While we take this time for the new infantry support army of Himalaya. From Shunga. Alright, I'll use some money. Let's send them the gold. Because we consider Shunga as a great trading partner. And a potential great enemy. But I believe that the Persian kingdom is about time that they need to be taken care of. Because all of this land out there, okay, they taking care of the darn rebellion. But be careful who we're going to be dealing with here. Parthia is there. Isaria, Cilicia. Okay, those last three, they're actually much further away and they contribute very little. But Parthia there, well, obviously that's nearby. No Zoroastrians there. As far as I'm concerned. I'd like to get more up to 10. Pasumitra, a man who controls sizable and personal law force, delivered demand for additional funds. No mention made what these funds are to be used for. We assume that this attempt to assert dominance over our court. Nonetheless, we are really in position to be able to deny these demands. Oh, just pay the man. All that money that we just gained, now it's lost. $73 ships versus 97. They don't have many medium ships, but we got plenty. So now you're all one navy now. 73 total. Might have to increase pay when war's gonna come soon. My husband. Look at you. You're gonna be a scrub for a bit, but you're in a new role too. Oh yes, this is now a metropolis, by the way. But you can basically stop with that and start encouraging trade. You can only build one of these. So there's gemstones. Consuming quite a bit of food here. Build a grand theater here. Surprised we haven't built one of these yet. But we were mainly focused on, you know, building a naval base and all that. That was our main aim with this. Right, everybody's in position now. And just died. We're starting to run out of talented people. But I'll give you this simply for the sake of it. Oh, you're gonna die too. Oh god. There it is. So now. Oh, and also you might as well go here too, simply for the sake of it. In case we need to, you know, ship you across and take, you know, parts of, what is that area called? Makani, yeah. So, I have a feeling now that, oh, for now, start drilling. Everybody start drilling. Levy is in the Legion. Oh yes, because we, you know, increased that size quite a bit. So we can't do that, but I'll be there for support. Most assuredly. You drill there too. Your only lower court is going to be a damn elephant, so you might as well drill as well. Same for the rest of you. At least they'll keep quiet over there. So everybody just drill for a while, and then I will soon, in future, which will no doubt happen in the next episode, raise a couple of levies for support, and then we shall head to Healthy my eye. You're gonna be the worst of the worst. I'm only giving you this because you're a Buddhist. Since when did Buddhism came here? The only Buddhist province that is there. I guess that's where you hail from. So everybody's gonna drill, which would help with increasing the military experience a little bit. And it's for preparation for finally the big war against the Persian kingdom. Wish we were allies, but I mean, I'd love to bring you over to fight a war with the Persian kingdom, but I believe this is a matter that only Sogdia can handle. And when we expand, again, this is the parts that we got to get the rest of Scythia, and then we go down to Parthia. So we'll take parts of Parthia there, and remember the war goal. There. Down to Medea. Ariana and Persis should also become part of Sogdia. And of course, I haven't forgot about you down here. And also have all of this. All of you will be integrated. And of course, we'll take care of Parthia too. Everyone's going to play a role around here. So, my only hope is that this one's going to be the world port. So, there you have it. This is going to be our New York City, one would think, where Greco-Indians thrive. So much trade imports. Like, I sometimes wish it was my capital instead of Samarkand. No wine. We do have a couple of camels, so get that one in. Any more for discipline? Not gonna get up. Yeah, why not get some letter in? For spearmen defense, as we do have a few spearmen in the army. Again, that's going to be my strategy. Swing around there to control Scythia, and then we go down to Parthia and all these parts, and we'll eventually reach our war goal. And then hopefully in the meantime, maybe we can get a bit of this to connect to this and all that. Oh, you idiot. You done cost me some stability. Embrace Buddhism. That's now an option, but it's a tiny minority. There's no Buddhist deities we could switch to. That's not possible. He fled to Shunga. I send you a gift. At any given time, I will integrate you. Look, I need their relations to have all of 180. All of them must be 180. So that way, during the course of the war, I will start integrating. And then we may have a chance of becoming a Zoroastrian nation after all, because we just instituted a policy that this is going to make the conversion of the populace to become more ritualistic these days. But I believe in her heart of hearts, because of her religious zealotry towards Zoroastrianism, that down the line, even during the course of the war, she's definitely going to make a bunch of religious mandates. State religious happiness, population conversion speed and assimilation, and all this. And maybe she can finally make up to the unintegrated culture group happiness because of her zealotry. And then she'll become a philosopher king, or philosopher queen in this case. If you want to escalate this, use your chance for faster conversion speed, just to simulate the coming of Zoroastrianism to Sogdia, while making this realm very unstable. But that's the idea we would be going for. So we will be closing this episode at the beginning of next year, which will be 94 BCE. So finally, this will be the major war to come. And I'll have to raise more levies to support the armies in the front line. And subsequently, we'll receive little friends from back east. And then perhaps after this bloody war, we may have to, likely, will integrate all of this. So all of this will become Sogdia. The amount of territories we might take versus integrating 17 of them, 34 of them, 40, 12, we might become a great power. All in one swing. And subsequently become Zoroastrian, as I should have been a long time ago. I mean, she is now, but not the whole nation. So one would think it's a divine mandate by Ormazd, one would think. She's very popular right now. But now it'll be put to a test. A big test that is to come. Because in the next episode, we're poking that giant. And we're going to take large swaths of territory, along with the assistance of Aracosia, Persis, and Gedrosia, and others. That perhaps again, I'm at a loss for words. I think we basically get the idea here. We're drilling our soldiers, and we'll be ready for a major conflict, biggest one this series so far. There's a lot of Zoroastrians still in the country, and they need our help liberating them. We're not worried with the Shunga, but we have a higher military tech than they do. And maybe, who knows, maybe we can get something that may, benefit us. Like, say, like any of the siege-related things, just to get things done faster. I never really bother with the naval stuff because that's not who we are. We are a land empire, not a Mediterranean one. But I kind of also want to save up the innovations. When we do become Zoroastrian, I want to get more of the population conversion. So that way, all of this can be turned to this, looking just like Armenia. So that's the idea we're going for here. Just my only hope is, will it be enough after integrating everybody in? Will this change to Zoroastrianism from 10% to at least 20%? Because to embrace that, there, gotta have 20% of people and at least one pantheon deity. So that's just why we have to go further to the west. Not to mention just holy sites there. So we hope you people will join us in this next episode, which will likely be this is going to be the war against the Persian kingdom. Just to prove that Sogdia is not just an Indo-Sogdian empire, but a possibility of becoming a Zoroastrian empire as a whole. We'll see you in the next episode, but until then, so long for now.